Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome to another scrapbook layout. Today I am finishing up my fall trip to the orchard and pumpkin patch. I have 3 photos of my husband and I and the pumpkins that we picked out. I am using the Fall Break collection by Cartabella to do my layout, and this layout comes together really quickly. I've been using my 2 fall collection kits from Echo Park Cartabella, and for this one I was able to use some leftover pieces and it just really came together quite quickly. So I am grabbing this brown cardstock and using this orange cardstock as well, and I decide that I want to mat my entire layout on this orange cardstock. So I am using my Fiskars paper trimmer to cut out a border for my page. Now, if I had had another piece of this orange paper, I might not have done it. I might have used the whole page as a mat, but I wanted to use this color to also mat my photos, so I go ahead and just cut out this frame. And thankfully with this paper trimmer I am able to cut it out without, slicing through the edges, so that is super nice. And I take off just a ½ inch on both sides of the brown cardstock so that there is a 1/4 inch border all around. And the way I stick it down is just using a little bit of adhesive along the sides, so this way I can line up my brown cardstock on top of the orange exactly where I want it, and then it will stick long enough for me to flip it over and washi tape the entire thing so that it stays together really well. And I just like to do this, one, for security. Also, we all have a ton of washi tape, I am sure, and some of it we like better than others. So this is a washi tape that I got at the Dollar Tree, and while it is a cute little green pattern, I don't care for how it feels. And I use it to stick things together that I am not going to see. So that is a good way to still use it, but, not for my favorite things. So now I am using this Fall Break collection. Like I said, I'm just using the scraps of other pages that I've done, which works out really nicely. As you can see, I also have that cute little sparkly pumpkin embellishment. This is something that I made early in October before I even had any fall photos yet. I just got a cut file and backed it with some paper, and then I made that all glittery. I actually ended up using gold and red glitter because I didn't actually have orange glitter, but I think the two together came together really nicely, and I just love this little embellishment. So I am trimming my photos just a little bit to make sure that they are able to nestle well on my paper. And as you can see, I have this little invoice, Pumpkin Farm invoice page that is going to be my journaling card. Came off the cut apart sheet in the same collection, and I thought it was just too cute and worked perfectly with my subject of my photos. So now I'm just adding that little orange mat to all of my photos, just again to give them a little bit of pop to help them stand out on the page. And I really like to do this with all my photos. It's also a great way for me to use those little scraps, like I said, from the inside of that border that I used earlier. And I just really like how it turns out. I have used my Herma to put the little photo corners, the mounting squares, on the page, and I really like those because I can reposition them pretty easily. They don't stick so well that you can't, pull them off and fix exactly where they are. Because sometimes, especially on my older paper trimmer, where some of the markings and measurements have rubbed away, It's a little harder to get my mats exactly perfect, exactly where I want them. So it works perfectly. Just peel the picture right off the mat and realign it so that it is more even. I liked where I put my photos. I liked where the pieces of paper were on my layout, so I go ahead and start adhering it. It is something that always makes me a little nervous, like, am I going to remember exactly where everything was? Will I like my layout once I take everything off, or will I just completely forget where everything goes? But I think I had a pretty good vision. You know, I realign all my photos, and then I will very carefully pull everything out so that I can put adhesive on there and gently stick it back down so that I can still get everything nestled all together. And I like the way that nestling the photos looks. I still have a little gap between some of the photos. They're not all right on top of each other. But I think when I kind of overlap them a little bit, it gives them just a little bit more interest. You can see quickly from one photo to the next, all the photos in this layout. And like I said, I really like how it looks. It's kind of like one large cluster of your photos. So I know I've got to make sure that cute little pumpkin, sparkly pumpkin embellishment gets on. It is, since I used a lot of glue on it to get the glitter down, it is kind of bowed. Not too badly, but enough that I know I want to use a strong adhesive so that it actually stays down and doesn't just pop off the layout. I end up using the Tombow adhesive, but I was debating on using glue dots, which I know would have held it forever. So I go ahead and do my journaling. I'm just writing about our trip to this pumpkin patch. I wanted to get a cute little orange pumpkin to carve, and then my husband found this awesome blue pumpkin, which I'd seen them in photos and on paper and stuff like this pumpkin paper that I have on the layout, but I had never seen a pumpkin like this in real life. I had never seen one in a pumpkin patch before, and it was like this perfect little pumpkin just sitting out in the patch, and nobody had seen it yet. It was so cool, so we had to get it, and we decided to keep it inside our house on our fireplace so that it wouldn't, rot and weather really quickly, because we think it's just a really cool fall decoration. I got a cute little orange pumpkin that sadly got eaten by squirrels before we were able to carve it. But, that's how it goes. So now I'm going to add some embellishment. I am using the Fall Break sticker sheet to add a lot of little pumpkins all around this layout. Obviously, it's a pumpkin patch layout, so I thought lots of different pumpkins definitely makes sense. So I also have the chipboard stickers from Cartabella, the Autumn collection. This one I think goes very nicely with the Fall Break collection, so I use them together often. Again, I'm just adding a few little words, adding a few little pumpkins, and I just want to make sure that there's something to look at on every part of my layout. I like that it's kind of busy and has a lot going on, so then, there's always something new to look at. And when I'm thinking of my title, there are a lot of different little words on this sticker sheet, and I just go with a Hello Fall, bigger sticker that has these leaves on them. It was not standing out very much on its own, so I decided to mat it on the orange cardstock. And then I wanted to mat it again on a patterned cardstock. And I decided to go with this kind of fall tree pattern. It is just the back side of the blue and orange little polka dot paper that's underneath of it. And while you can't tell that they're trees at all, you definitely still get the fall color vibe, and it helps the title stand out on its own. So now I just pop it up on some foam dots to give it, a little more definition of its own. And I am going to add some extra adhesive as well. The chipboard stickers I found do not stay down well on their own, so I just run my little Tombow over them to give them a little extra adhesive so that they actually stick. And then I thought about splattering some color shine on this, and I decided, you know what? I like this layout as it is, so once I get everything stuck down, then I decide, hey, you know what? Oh, I add just a couple little more stickers and a few little leaves as well. But that will do it there for my layout. So thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye.